conversation, sensitization, and agitation of our people to wake up and face the reality that is befalling us. My people, like I said before, it is no longer news that an election was held in Nigeria sometime in February this year, and that election proceeded to the election tribunal. We also what happened at the election tribunal, and then it moved on to the Supreme Court. All hopes were high at the Supreme Court. However, people like me have always said to people not to be too hopeful when it comes to the Supreme Court judgment, going by the precedent that we've seen the Supreme Court had before now. And when you look at cases like the present Senate President Akpabio and the ex-Senate President too, Ahmed Lawan, clearly shows that the judiciary and the Supreme Court of Nigeria are sold out. And now Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu has actually come to re-emphasize that and make it very open to us that yes, the judiciary in Nigeria should not be trusted anymore. I've said it repeatedly, but one thing is obvious: we must not leave the country for them. We must continue the struggle to regain that country back to its past glory and take it back from these bourgeois and ensure that we are able to put Nigeria back on track where it was before among the Committee of Nations. The other issue I also want to talk about is the issue of congratulations. I've heard people saying that the people like Atiku and Obi should congratulate Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu. My people, the truth of the matter is I've always made it very clear that I have nothing against Tinubu. What I do have against Tinubu is his character, his attitude, his style. For me, I don't approve of it. I don't approve of it because that's not the leader, in my opinion. A leader with so many baggages. I've said it repeatedly that in some sane society, someone like Tinubu will not even be talking, not the talk of coming out to vie for political office and eventually finding his way to the presidency of Nigeria. What that clearly shows is that Nigeria is rotting. What that shows is that the man has been able to redefine what the country called Nigeria. That's why he's been able to find his way to the presidency. You can't have a man like that with all those baggages, even if some of them or all of them were not even clear that he actually committed these offenses. The fact that his name was called to those offenses is enough for him to actually throw in the towel or not to even come out at all. Because he knows that Nigeria is such a society a country where anything goes, manipulation works, the level of corruption there is deep, and Tinubu has actually come to make people like us understand the depth of the corruption, the depth of the rot in that country called Nigeria. I feel pity for us as a people, but we must not relent. We must continue to fight because at the end of the day, like I've always said, we have no other country to call our own other than that country called Nigeria. Because no matter how long you stay abroad, whether you're on visit or you live there, it is not your country. And I've also said repeatedly that no matter the kind of passport that you hold, be it white, green, blue, or whatever passport you hold abroad, it is not your country. When the chips are down, you will know if you actually belong to that country or not. And so it makes it even more imperative for us to know where we are from. That we're from Nigeria, from Africa, and we must go and build our country. These men and women that runs the affairs of their countries here abroad, they built their country. So God didn't come down from up to come and build the country for them. So they built the country within themselves. And so we have to do the same thing. And we've got what it takes to build a country. But it's unfortunate that we have people at the moment that have refused to play by the game. And like I said, the issue of congratulating Tinubu for me is uncalled for. Because the way Amana Tinubu came into power, you don't have to congratulate a man like that. Otherwise, you'll be setting a very bad precedent. The next man that will come will even do worse. And the next man will do because they know that they can do it and they can get away with it. What Tinubu did at his courts is It's a matter that has been planned way before the 2023 elections. They knew what they were doing. Even before the elections, they knew they were going to manipulate the system. They were going to get Mahmoud Yakub to announce that fake result. And they knew that that's why they quickly said, go to court. Because they already know that the courts are already manipulated. They know. They know. It's clear. So they actually playing out the script. They knew that the courts are manipulated. That's why they said going to go to court. And they also know that the Supreme Court is also already manipulated. If you go by the case of Ahmed Lawan and Akpabio, it tells you that the Supreme Court was no longer the Supreme Court that we used to know. So they knew what they were doing. Tinubu knew that he was going to get that presidency and no one was going to take him out from there because he's bought literally everybody. And that's what Nigeria has become. A very sorry situation. But like I said, if the man does not deserve any congratulatory message, I personally do not see him as my president. It's not that I have anything against him. As a person, I only have issues with his style of leadership and the way and manner he came into power. And it makes me sick when I hear people say, move on. How can you move on in a situation like that? Well, so what happened? If we move on now, that's what has brought us actually to this world in that country. Each time anything happens, they say, just move on, leave it to go. No, the country is getting worse by the day. By saying leave him and let's move on, leave him to God, the next man that is going to come is going to do worse. And that's the result is why the people are suffering. You don't run a country in that manner. And as long as people don't speak up, as long as people don't hold the so-called leaders accountable, nothing is going to get better. And so for me, Tinubu, as long as I started him as the Nigerian president, I still do not believe he won that election. Because I followed up with that election and I knew to a large extent that election was manipulated. And so the man, as far as I'm concerned, he is not qualified to be Nigerian president. And for me, I would advise anybody, whether a political party or whoever, not to even bother by the next election. Not to bother. As long as it's Tinubu, just forget it. The man has bought literally everybody. And anybody coming in 4 years' time to come and contest election against Tinubu, you're going to waste your time, you're going to waste your resources, you're going to waste your energy. Please don't do. That's my candid advice to anyone who feels that, let's wait for the next 4 years. No, there's no waiting for the next 4 years. The man has actually captured Nigeria. That is the truth of the matter. He succeeded in capturing Nigeria because he read Nigeria like you read a book. He knew that the only way you can get Nigerians is what he's done. And then tell the people to move on. That's what he came out to do yesterday when he said, let's join together and then build a country. That's what they do because they knew that at the end of the day, that's what's going to be their slogan. Now the whole thing is over, the court has resolved, let's come together and build a country. Build a country? Which country? The country that you've messed up? No, that's not to build a country together. My people, I am bittered, I am angry, I am disappointed, but my bitterness and anger will actually not change anything. But what I do know, and what I want to continue to tell us is that if we love our country, the people, the ordinary man and woman on the street of Nigeria should come out and take back their country. Not the elites, not the police, not the armed forces, not the military, because these men and women, they've all been caged. Take it from me, they've been caged. And so if you depend on miracle to happen, we are wasting our time. The only miracle that can change Nigeria now is when the man and the woman on the street of Nigeria comes out and say, we don't want to continue this anymore. We want our country back. Because this country called Nigeria has been taken off us. And this country called Nigeria has been caged. And so we need to do the needful. We need to talk to ourselves. We need to do it peacefully, just so no life will be lost. Because at the end of the day, it will make no sense losing lives. But we must go on the street and take back our country. Because that is the only language these people understand. The language of saying that is God. They don't even know God in the first place. Both the religious, traditional rulers, and the politicians in Nigeria, they don't know God. They are not anywhere close to God. They are accomplices in this whole matter. And that's why Nigeria will never come out of this grip, except the ordinary man and the woman on the street of Nigeria says enough is enough. And so I call on everybody. I call on Nigerians. Please, let's get this something done. Let's use the power of social media. Social media is very powerful if it's used for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons. Let us come together and then seek a new cause for ourselves. Let's come together and then demand answers from our leaders. Demand that they should leave the scene when they are not ready to govern. With this, I want to say thank you so very much again for listening to me. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. God bless Africa. Bye for now and cheers.
Spending it on transportation.